Hello everyone. So I just want to talk briefly and explain about the Excel project here. Okay, so I have the description here, and basically it's just a list of things that you need to do. Okay, so I will be providing you with a template that you'll have to work with. Okay, you can find that on the Moodle page, and it looks like this. Okay, so just let me explain some of these things. So in this template, there are some entries of students, okay? And you need to kind of complete that to make at least 30 entries, okay? And you can fill out the columns if you want. You can add more columns, and then there are various other things to do. I won't read them. I'll let you read that, but just let me explain the template because there might be things that you might not understand. Okay, so here you can see a list of students. I started naming a few of them. If you want, you can change the names. Here I put ST because I was lazy. I didn't want to put people's names, but you can put names instead of ST, and that should be a minimum of 30. Okay, and as you can see, the students, it also has their sex and which courses they take. Now, what you probably don't want to do is you don't want to make 30 different students. The reason for that is if you have 30 different students, it kind of makes it hard later to kind of group the data when you're making pivot tables. If you recall, pivot tables do need some sort of repetition to be grouped and make tables and graphs out of that, summarizing information. So what I suggest is having, 5, 6, 7 students, and each student takes like 3 or 4 different courses. So James, for example, takes computer science. James also takes math, and maybe you have James taking biology and whatnot. Okay. Now courses have a set amount of course hours, and in the description I say that the biology course is a 60-hour course, and all other courses are a 30-hour course. So how I want you to do it is to use an if statement. So what you want to do is if the course is biology, it's a 60-hour course. If it's any other course, then it's a 30-hour course. Okay. Hours absence, you kind of make this up, so you can just put in random numbers there. The thing is, when you do put the number of hours absence, you need to calculate their attendance. So for example, if it's a 60-hour course and they've missed 3 hours, I think that comes out to 5% absence. So that means their attendance would be 95%. Okay, so you have to figure out a way to calculate that. Okay, and then here there's their assessment, midterm, final exam. Like I said like I described in the description, if you want, you can add more columns. If you wanted to add like assignment 1, assignment 2, project, all other things, you can feel free to add those as you like. Final grade, if you want to make, you can also do letter grades. You can do weighted averages, whatever you want. And the thing is, this is your opportunity to demonstrate your skills. Okay, so I've left it rather open for you to demonstrate to me, and the more you demonstrate, the better grade you'll get. Okay, so try to show me some impressive stuff of your Excel skills, how you can do that. Apart from impressing me, you do need to fulfill the minimum requirements. So do consider these as a minimum requirement, and after the minimum requirement, you can do extra things to kind of like beef it up and impress me. So one thing that I should explain is this absence, or sorry, attendance, minimum attendance, and grade. Okay, so they do need a minimum of 70% attendance to pass the course, so that's why I have you calculate that. So what you do need to do is take into consideration if they haven't attended 70% of the course, you have to have some way to indicate to me that that person fails. Okay, same with final grade. I left it kind of up to you what you want to determine as a passing final grade. If you want that as 50%, 60%, whatever. If you want to combine the two, that might be a good idea. So you might, I think we remember doing an and statement. So final grade has to be such and such, and attendance has to be such and such, and that will determine the final grade. So that's kind of up to you to kind of figure out as well too. Here, I want you to count how many students there are in CS 110, okay? And I want you to use a COUNTIF function. Now, I'm not sure that we actually studied the COUNTIF function, but if you are proficient with functions, the COUNTIF should be very easy to figure out, okay? And then average. And I think I asked you to make some pivot tables and charts. So that's very similar to your previous assignment. So try to use the data that you've created, all the stuff that's in there, to create something meaningful.